In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a hotel booking website. So whether you are a hotel owner or you want to service clients who own hotels, or maybe you run an Airbnb business, this tutorial is going to be for you. I'm going to show you how to select the theme, how to configure the theme, add payment gateways, handle reservations, handle bookings, handle cancellations, and every other thing that relates to a hotel booking website. So brace up. For the next 1 hour or so, we are going to be doing a deep dive into a hotel booking website. Now, naturally, the first thing for you to do to build a website is to get hosting. If you already have hosting that have included timestamps, you can skip to the next section. To build a website, you need web hosting. Now, web hosting is basically where your website files are going to be sitting. And I have a discount code that is going to give you up to 84% for A2 hosting. The link is in the description of this video. If you use that link, you're going to get up to 84% discount on A2 hosting. Now, why should you get A2 hosting? Let's look at the plans. This is my focus here. It has a very, very good deal right now. $1.95 per month. That is an 84% discount. Let me click on this. And that's for shared hosting. So with the basic plan, which is Ignite, you save up to 84% discount. And you can host one website. You can host your website here. And you have up to 10 gigabytes SSD storage, security, site migration for free, core, automatic backups, performance tools, light speed. Now, A2 hosting for several years has always beaten Hostinger in terms of speed. I always recommend both. Just so you think I'm being biased, I've been recommending Hostinger, but I had to recommend this especially because of this deal, and it may be going very, very soon. Now, if you click on this, you are going to pay $1.95 per month. If you choose this, you are going to be paying $3.95 per month. That's for the ASL. That's 75% discount. This was previously $12.99 as you see here, and this was previously $15.99. I'll just click on Ignite, and it's going to take me here. Now you see, when you use that link, you get this discount, this promo code is automatically applied, which gives you 84% rather discount. And you can put your information here, put all your information here. So you are going to be paying just $70. That's $70, which is, basically nothing when you compare other web hosting providers like Kickstarter charge a leg and a neck. So you just choose your credit card and then you are going to pay the $70. So for the next 3 years, you are not bothering about web hosting. This 1.95 is even cheaper than Hostinger's cheapest plan. It's cheaper and it gives you more speed. So when you purchase, it's going to take you to the next screen and you will need to log back into your website. So when you come to the A2 hosting dashboard, you have to log in. So I'm going to log in now. I'm now logged in and I have some information here. What I want to do is that I want to click on cPanel login, and it's going to bring me this page. Now, when I look at this, if I come back to cPanel login, you'll see I have a lot going on here. I can open support tickets. I blurt out my support pin. You can order new services too. But here is where the most of what you are needing is going to be found. If you purchase any domains from A2 hosting, you find them here. If you open any support tickets, you find them here. And you can find your invoices here. So I'm just going to come to the cPanel which I opened, my website that is to my cPanel, and I want to search for domains. And I'll click on this first result. And then since we already have, this was already purchased when they were creating this account. If you wanted to add a new domain name, maybe you bought it from Namecheap like the one which we just saw, you just click on create a new domain, and then you can add the domain name here, and then you can click on submit. On this account, I have access to just one domain name. So I've added this domain name here. The next thing I want to do is that I want to come to tools. Come back to tools, and I want to look for Softaculous WordPress installer or apps installer. This is it here on the software. And I want to choose WordPress. I don't want to use this WordPress E2 optimize and all these things. I don't want all of these. I want just WordPress. I want to have full control over whatever I'm doing. So this brings up my domain. Since this is only the only domain name on this website or on this hosting account. I could also choose if there were many, if you have a hosting plan with many more domains, you could just select here and choose the domain name you want. And then you are going to set your username and your password. I'm going to set the username and the password right now. I'm going to change this, change the username and change the password. And then I'm going to install WordPress. I've set my username and my password already. So it's going to give me these options. Do I want to integrate backups, improve page speed, insights, email SMTP, improve rankings and all that, language and all that? No, I don't want any of those. Email installation details. I can choose to email these installation details to the owner of the website. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to add the email here and click the email of the owner of this website. I'm going to add it here and then I'm going to click on install. And then I'll meet you on the dashboard. WordPress is now installing. So it's installing right now. And I'm told that it's been installed. So WordPress has been installed on my website. I can now go to the dashboard, the back end of my website. It's redirecting me. So immediately we are brought to this page, this WordPress dashboard, and we have quite some elements here. I want to disable some of these because I don't like to be seeing them. I'll click on screen options, disable everything, just toggle them off, and then you have a clean sheet. So the first thing we want to do is that we want to just quickly run through this. Under here you have post. We don't have, this is where you have blog post, you see them under here. If I open this hello world, this is what we are presented with. And under here you have media. If you've uploaded pictures and videos, you see them here under the library. We don't have any for now. And under here we have pages. These are just sample pages, comments and appearance. Under appearance you have the themes. So this is the theme we have now. You can update it from here. You can enable auto update. And here we have plugins. I'm going to delete this. Normally we shouldn't have. The only reason we have WP reset is because I recently reset this website. Under users, these are the users we have. So we have just one user there. And we can add more users. And then for this, we don't need them for now. The first thing I want to do is that we need to install the theme. The theme is simply the skin of your website. It's like the flesh of your website. And then plugins will actually be things like the internal organs of your website. So for this purpose, we cannot use this 2024 theme. It's not going to be suitable for our purpose. We need another theme. So the theme we are going to be using is this one called Hotela. Hotela Booking WordPress. I'm going to put the link in the description for you to get it. Now, it's quite a good plugin and it is Elementor optimized. It's also compatible with Facebook, BBPress, Elementor Pro WooCommerce, WPML, that's for translation. And then you see it's suitable for some of the latest WordPress releases. And if we go through it, you can see quite a lot. It has 5-star customer satisfaction. This theme has more than almost 7,000 sales and 4.88 reviews. That is extremely good. And 1,200 comments. Now, you can see it presents you with a lot of skins, different skins which you can use. And you have full booking management. You have this booking form here. So without much ado, let us go and test it for ourselves. All of this is just a promo, but let's test it for ourselves. So click on appearance themes, click on add new theme. I already have it purchased. So I'm going to choose it here. It should be somewhere here. There is a folder. I'll just click inside and this is the one I want to install. Hotela version 6.8 installable. I'll install that. And then I'll click on install now. Now it tells me that it is installed. I can live preview, but I just want to activate this first. When I activate that, you see, it shows me some of this. I'm just going to go ahead and put in my registration code here and activate my license key. All right, I've activated my license key and it's registered. What I need to do now is that I can go through, you can see it shows us to get started, install recommended plugins, import demo data, customize theme elements and options, create pages, setting up navigation menu, permalink structure, and all that. We can go, you have tutorials, you can follow their tutorials on their YouTube channel. You can click to get to support, you need your license key, and you can also import demo data. You can also import demo data. You have to make sure that your hosting or your WordPress installation meets this PHP version 8.2.14. WP memory limit 1.5 gigabytes, PHP max 1.5 megabytes, 1.5 gigabytes rather, PHP time limit 360 and all that. So, but before we go ahead and install the demo data, we have to install all of these plugins, because even the demo data itself, there is a plugin that controls that. So click on begin installing plugins and they'll begin to be installed one by one. Now just select all of these and bulk action install and apply. So they've now started installing. Now that these required plugins are installed, I'll go back and activate them. Return to dashboard. And let me see if they're already activated. Let me dismiss this. I'll click on plugins. And I can see they are all activated. It's quite a long list of plugins. Now, we don't particularly need Elementor Pro for this, but I think I'm going to install my version of Elementor Pro just in case I'm going to need it. But all of this can be done without Elementor Pro. Now that I have my Elementor Pro installed, very, very important. When you are using this particular booking plugin called Hotel Booking by WordPress, it's going to have to install some pages. Those are specific pages to your website which handle things like bookings, search results, booking cancellations, booking cancelled, and all that. So this is it. I'll click on install pages, and then hotel booking payment request plugin is also requesting to install pages. I'll click and install that too. If I now come under my pages, these are pages here. I'll click on all of them, all pages. And you can see these are the pages which have been created: accommodations, booking cancellation, booking confirmation. And these are the sub pages: cart, checkout, account. You can trash this particular account. The reason you have two is because WooCommerce installed one. And then you see sample page. I can trash this. Every other one of these pages is very, very important. I will just dismiss this notice and I'll dismiss this one too. Now, the first thing we can do is to come to set up the booking. Now, let's first of all look at the page on the front end. And you see, we just have this spinner here, and this is what we have. We want to install the demo data. So we'll come to theme settings, click on theme settings, and come to import demo. And then click on import demo, and click on begin importation. So it's going to prompt you and ask you which particular one you want to choose. Now, each of these offers very, very good looks and functionality. Let's preview this particular one first. So this is that first demo we saw, and it's just for a resort. It's for a resort. And if I click on this particular one, it brings me back to the top page, and you can book your spot on the golf resort. So you put your check-in date, your checkout date, number of adults, and then you just search. Let's just search for this between these 2 days. Okay, it has a minimum of 1 day. And if I search now, it's going to show us some search results. So you see, it has this room and these other rooms. And if you click to book on this particular one, it will prompt you to confirm reservation. And then it brings you to this page where you can actually go ahead and confirm your reservation. Now, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. What I want to do is I want to install one of the last demos here, which is the luxury, Art of City Luxury or Luxury Hotel. And if we preview this, let's preview this a little bit. So this is the demo that it gives me. We'll just import the demo and have a walkthrough. I'll come back here and click on import demo data. It brings me to this page. I want to click to import. When this is imported, we'll have to do a full setup of this theme. Now you can't just import it and begin to use it. It's really not going to work because there is a lot going on that you need to understand in terms of how you manage and set up the site. I'm told that the import is completed. If I view the website now on the front end, it gives me this loader, this preloader here. And then this is what I see. I see all of these. And the website is quite good. If I click on, let's say, pages, and it shows me our rooms. And these are the various rooms. When I hover over these, there is a liquid switcher. So this is quite beautiful. And if I click on one of these, rooms, okay, I think there's a book button here. You see this preloader, it brings me, I see the price on one side, the book now button. And then I can go ahead and book. If I click on book, it brings up this availability form. I'll choose my check-in and my checkout date. If I choose this instead, 24th and 25th, adults one, check availability. And it brings me these particular rooms available, and it also shows me other rooms which are available. So from here, I could just go ahead and click on reserve to reserve this room. And then I'll just put number of adults, children, choose your additional services you want, and it gives you a price breakdown. So this is a price breakdown. You can toggle it on and off. You can put your email, your address, and all that, and book. So that is that. We can just end the tutorial. All right, I'm just kidding. The first thing we want to do is that we want to go to the plugin that is handling all of this, which is called WordPress Booking, and it gives us this interface called accommodations. Let's go down, come over accommodations, go to settings, and it prompts us here to choose the search results page, checkout page, terms and conditions page. We need to choose the terms and conditions page. Open terms and conditions in new windows. Yes, we can do that. My account page, we'll set it as default. We'll leave it as default. Confirmation mode. How should confirmation be done? So how should a person confirm? How will the booking be confirmed? Is it by customer via email, so that when the person chooses to book, if the booking is still available, they will do that. They will confirm their booking manually via email, or by admin manually, or confirmation upon payment. I think I'll choose confirmation upon payment. It means that the owner of the hotel does not have to be in contact with the host or the person booking all the time. Booking confirm page, we'll leave it to that. Approval time by user, we'll leave it to that. And it says country of residence fields is required for reservation. I will toggle that off. Customer information is required when placing admin bookings. I'll leave that as it is. Default country on checkout. You can use United States. United States. I will see United States, yes, US. Price breakdown. Price breakdown unfolded by default. No, I will leave it the way it is. It's talking about this. This price breakdown here. Let's go to the previous page. So, if I click on reserve, should this price breakdown be unfolded by default like this? No, I want it to be folded. And then booking cancellation page, we'll leave it to booking cancellation page. And then booking cancel page, we'll leave it to that. Account creation, automatically create an account for user at checkout. Yes, I'll do that. Allow customers to create account during checkout. Allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. Yes. Maximum number of adults, I'll see should be 5 per room. But let's just say 3. Maximum number of children should be 2. And what do you tell me a child should be up to 12 years? So should they skip search results page and enable direct booking from accommodation page? Let's toggle that on and let's see first. And we can test this out to see how it works. If I go to home, what I want to do is we can search. We're going to add a search form to this website shortly. But if I click on book now, I want to test the features which we just did. And then you see this. I click on book now. I want to change search for the 24th to the 25th. I want to check for availability. And you see here, from here, I can just book directly without having to go through that long process. I can just book this directly. I'm told that it is available and I can reserve. 10 are available. I can reserve, maybe I can reserve 2 of these rooms and I can just confirm reservation. And you see, I just need to come now here and select number of adults, number of children. It now gives me, I can choose 2 adults because I said maximum 2 and children maximum 1. And then I can select this. For accommodation 2, the same thing, because I'm booking 2 accommodations at the same time. I'm now going to have to put the name, my name here, and I can book directly. And this is the terms and conditions page. We toggled it in such a way that you should read terms and conditions in a new page. So if I click here, it opens up a new page with the terms and with the conditions. So this is the terms and conditions. It automatically comes with this theme. I want to come back here. So I'm satisfied with what I've done. I want to come back and I want to do some more settings. So skip search results, yes. Book button behavior on the search result page. Redirect to checkout page immediately after successful addition to reservation. So let's save this and view that at work. If I come to rooms, our rooms, and I click on this particular one to book, it brings me here and I say book now. I choose these 2 dates and I check availability. And then I want to choose, let's say 1 room, and I confirm reservation. It takes me to the checkout page. So you see it has removed a lot of fluff. It's removed a lot of fluff and it takes me directly to checkout. Now I'll go back and continue to configure the settings. So we've enabled direct booking. We can also show price for selected period. If I go and save this, let's save this and see. And I go back to our rooms. and I click on book button, or book now rather. And if I click on book now, I want to check availability, and it shows me the price starts at $199. So I think I need this to be on. Come back to settings. Let's go ahead with the setup. Now, it's very important that whenever we enable anything, I show you how it works. So if I come back, where were we? We're somewhere around here. So guest management, enable adults and children options for my website. If you don't want this particular issue of adults and children, if I confirm reservation here, you don't want this whole issue of adults and children, you can disable adults and children from the website. But we don't want to do this. Let's just say disable children option for my website, hide children field, and use guest label instead. So it's not going to do any breakdown like adults and children. It's going to do guest. So I'll come back to my website, still on our rooms. I want to click on book now. And when I select this, check availability, it shows me this date. I go to confirm reservation. You see now say guest. It doesn't say adults and children, it says guest. So 2. And I think all of this, they make your website very user-friendly and very easy for anyone who wants to use it. Then I can just put now my details here, my name, my last name, email address, phone number, country of residence, and then just go ahead. And if I come back, default country, we've set that already. I want to come now down here. Hide adults and children's field from search availability forms. Now, you can do this, hide adults and children's fields within search availability forms. Now, we are going to add the search availability form later on, but you do not want to do this. Booking rules, do not apply booking rules for non-admin. We'll leave it the way it is. Currency should be US dollars, and the currency position should be before. And separator should be decimal, 1000 separator, that number of decimals 2. And then square units should be square meters. And checkout times, you can check your checkout time, maybe 10 a.m. Check-in time, maybe we see 7 a.m. And then you can add the bed types here. Let's see, king bed. I'll see queen bed. My browser remembers this because I've done it several times for clients' websites. I'll add these 4 bed types. Show lowest price for 7 days. We'll leave it the way it is. Recommend. Enable search form to recommend the best set of accommodations according to number of guests. Let me toggle this off, save, and let's do a search. If I come back to this page and I want to do a search, I've turned off recommendation. So I search for this. I come to superior room. Let's say I want to check the availability of this. I check availability, it shows me this. So you see, nothing else is recommended. You are really going to see the effect of this when we add the search availability form on the home page. And user can cancel via link provided inside email. I'm going to toggle that on. If I come down, and then booking calendar view, I'll leave it to be custom because we already have that. It's a custom calendar. Disable booking, hide reservation forms and buttons. I don't know why you want to do that. If you do that, it's going to give you a contact form, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. Text instead of reservation form while booking is disabled. You can see contact us and we'll get to you. Availability calendar, display gallery images of accommodation in page and lightbox. Display per night prices and availability. Truncate per night prices. I'll just leave this. Calendar theme minimal. Template mode. Theme mode. This theme already comes with pre-made design, so we don't need to activate more styles. I'll just leave this. Calendar synchronization. just leave it. If you want to sync your iCal, your calendars, your booking.com calendars, your Airbnb calendars, you can do that right over here. Enable automatic calendar synchronization. You can do that so that it's once every day. And then I will just save settings. So these are the basics of settings. And of course, admin emails. If you come to admin emails, for each particular scenario, like pending booking email, you see it's going to say booking is pending for administrator approval. But most often than not, this is not going to be the case because we have enabled confirmation immediately payment is made, then approve booking. This is what the customer is going to receive. Booking this particular number is confirmed by customer. It's confirmed. So, and then approve booking via payment. So this is what concerns us. When the customer pays for the booking and it is approved, this is the email. Booking is confirmed by payment. So this is what we are going to receive as the admin. We as the admin, this is what we are going to receive. Then the recipient is going to be us, the admin. Cancel booking. This is when a customer cancels the booking. You can change whatever it is you want to put here. You can change a lot. And then click on Save Changes. Now I want to go to customer emails. The emails that the customer receives. In the same line, it says Dear Customer Name, Customer Last Name, because it's going to use their first name and their last name as picked up from the booking form. Your reservation is pending. We will notify you shortly once it is confirmed by our staff. And then you can give details, the ID. These are shortcodes which call the ID. All of these are shortcodes. They call the ID from wherever it is that you inputted it. In fact, it creates one and then it's inputted here. And then this is your check-in and check-out date which you selected. And then you can view booking here. You can view booking here. This is going to be the booking total price. This is a shortcode for the price which was set by the customer. Customer information, name, email, phone, note. And then new booking confirmed by user. So when the user confirms, you're going to receive this particular email. Approve booking. When admin approves a booking, the customer is going to receive this email. You can change all of it. You can change all the text here, like I said. And then when booking is cancelled, if the customer cancels a booking, or even if it's the admin, they are going to receive this email. Now, customer registration. When customer registers an email, they receive that. When there's a cancellation, they are going to receive this other particular one, cancel booking. So make sure to save. Make sure to save. And then come to email settings. So you can put your administrative email here, your name, that's the name of the hotel. We can see Luxury Hotel. And then the login, your logo URL. We can upload our logo here. It's going to appear on the email. Then the footer text, you can add anything you desire. Reserved accommodation details template. This is going to be adults. It's going to show the breakdown of the booking which the client did. Adults, children, accommodation is going to detail the accommodation rate. Is going to show here description, and then the bed type. We have set bed types. Then additional services. You will see the services here. So it's going to show all of that. Make sure, and you can change the base color to those of your theme, and then the background color and the body background and the text. We'll save this. If we go to payment gateways, there are quite a number of them here. I'm going to choose Stripe. I'm going to choose Stripe for this, and I'm going to enable Sandbox. Enable pay by a credit card Stripe and enable Sandbox. So I'm going to go into my Stripe account and I'm going to get the public key, the secret key, and the webhook secret. And then I'm going to add them to this so that we can be able to do test bookings. So I enabled Sandbox mode. This is just a sandbox. And I've put my publishable key here and my secret key. Then in order to create the webhook secret, I'm going to use this link and I'll just copy. Now, when you come here, just click on this link and it's going to show you how to get the webhook secret. I'm going to set mine up very quickly and I'm going to add it here. I've added my webhook secret. I'm not going to show that. I'll just come down here and I'm going to click on save. Now I'll move along and go to extensions. For this, I will not do anything with this. Go to advanced. And then I'm not going to do anything with this. Now let's just test our booking. If I reload this, I'll reload. It shows me this loader. And then we see that if I want to book now, I can add my credit card. And since this is in test mode, I can just copy this card number. I'll paste it there. CVC. I'll click on tab. I'll just say month 9 and the year 29. CVC 123 zip 00. Let's just see. CVC 123 zip 22193. And then you can go ahead and test the booking. Oh, I left some items blank. I'll select guest 2. I'll select this. And then I can add my name. I'm just going to add my name here. I've added all the information. If I click on book, now it's asking me, I'm going to say no thanks. And it's reloading. I'll say no thanks. And you see, it shows me here that the booking has been confirmed and then it has been completed. And the payment is $199. So you see that this system actually works. This system works pretty darn well. So we now want to come back to our website and still under this particular tab, we want to start with categories. So for now, we have just standard rooms, but you can also add a category like suite. And you can leave the slug, just click on add new category. And you have suites. So when you create a room, you can assign it under this category. You go to tags. Yes, you see deluxe, signature, standard. If you notice, most of our rooms here, I'll click on pages, our rooms. You see you have super, deluxe, signature, luxury. So that is where these tags come in. You come to amenities. Amenities are simply your offerings, what your location offers. You can add an amenity. Let's just say you want to add something like, let's just say security. We can see secure safe. Secure safe. Just click on add new. And you can see it's added somewhere. Secure safe, here it is. That's the slot. So you can add as many amenities as you want. And then rating types. I'll just leave this for now. Go to attributes. We can also leave this for now, but you can add other attributes like the paint color, the roofing color, and all that, or the roofing type. Now, very important, come to seasons. Now we see it has just one season, and it is the season here is the normal season. Let's edit that, and it shows that it's from the 2018 to 2025. Now, let's see, we want to have different seasons. We want to have differential rates for different seasons. This is where we are going to add them. So we may change this season to, let's see, winter. And we see it's from this month we are, let's just say we are in 2024 right now. Let's go to 2024. And I'll choose, let's say it starts from It started from the 1st of October and is going to end 31st December, and that's winter. Or let's say October, November, December, yes. And it's going to be a repeat annually. And we want to update this. And we want to create another season. Click on Add New. Let's say summer. And the reason we are creating all of these seasons is because the prices are going to be different. No, let's just say autumn. I don't know when, or spring. Let's say spring comes after winter. I don't know how those seasons work. And let's say spring from January 1st, 2025 to January, February, March. And let's say to March 31st, 2025. And it's going to repeat annually. We'll publish that. And want to see maybe after that comes autumn. And it's from January, February, March, from April 1st, April, May, June, to June 31st or to June 30th, 2025, and it repeats annually. So we update that. I lost my internet. I'll just reload again. So we update that and then want to add a new one, and it's going to be summer. Summer, and it's going to be from July 1st, 2025, July, August, September to September 30th, 2025, and it's going to repeat annually. And then we can publish that. So now we already have some accommodation types created. You can see. Let's just take a look at this superior room. If we click to edit, if you wanted to create one from scratch, you could click on add new accommodation type here. And you'll see basically the same thing we are seeing here. This is for accommodation types. Let's edit this particular one. Superior room. So you can give a heading here, and then you can also give a description, and you can use this rich text editor here, and you can come and give an excerpt. After that, you can give the number of accommodations that it has. Now, if I click on add accommodation type, this is where I'll add the accommodation, the number of accommodations. I could see here 10. This is what you see here, 10. And the number of active accommodations are 10. The notice, we'll leave that the way it is. Capacity, we'll see adults 2 and children 1. So this suite can take 2 adults and 1 child. Anything apart from that is overbooking, and we don't want. And then the capacity, you can just write the total here, which is 3. And base adults occupancy, you can leave all of these. Base children occupancy, you can leave all of those. Then the size in square meters, you can put this 30 meters. This is what you see here. Size 30 meters. Bed type, you can choose from the bed types which we created. You can write either twin bed or double bed or king bed or whatever. You can choose from there. Then available services. I'm going to teach you how to create those. Come back here under accommodation and click on services. Click on services. And you can create a new service here. Now, it shows us free to use smartphone. Let's edit this. Let's view this. We can edit. We can view this first. And this is what it shows us. We can also add pictures here. Now, this one is free. If we edit this too, I'll just edit it here. Edit service. You can give it a description. You can allow comments. You can give it the price and then the periodicity. Is it once? Is it a one-off payment, or is it per day, or is it guest choice? So that is all up to you. And you can also add a featured image for your services. If I added the featured image for this, let's just go to library. And which service was that? If I just added this and then I update, if I now view it on the front end, you see this is what it looks like. Free to use smartphone. So that is what it looks like. I'll just remove featured image and update. Now for these ones that have they have prices, let's say luggage storage. If I view this on the front end, this is it. And you can also give it a price, let's say $10, and it's once, or you may see per day. So each day they are paying $10. And this per day is it per individual or per accommodation. We can see for each accommodation, they will pay $10 per day for storage. And then you can set a featured image, of course, like we said. And also make sure to update. Make sure to update your website. And if I now view this on the front end, it's going to show me that it's $10 per day per accommodation. So I will leave it at that. So you can add as many services as you want. Now let's go to rate, which is going to be very, very important. The rates are simply the prices. And let's edit the standard luxury suite rate. Standard luxury suite. I don't know why it tells me there's a critical error. I'll just update the rate and then I will try to edit it again. So the standard luxury suite rate, it should apply to the standard deluxe room. And we can set the rate here. Let's see if we set this now to apply this standard luxury suite to apply to the luxury suite rate. I'll put this as suite rate. This rate is for the deluxe room. I will first of all click on update rate. Then now it's going to prompt me to add the price. I'll add new season's price. Let's say for summer or for winter, I want this to be just 100 because we don't have too many guests coming in. Let's say 99. And then this is the occupancy was 3 adults, 1 child. And then I can also add, now you can click here to add secondary price. I don't want that. And then I can add another season. Let's see, autumn. And I'll see, let's see, this should be 129. And then spring. Did we create spring? It's like we did not create spring season. Anyway, I'll go to summer. This is peak season and I want it to be 199. So these are the 3 seasons and their rates. And I'm going to update this. Update the rate. So this is for the deluxe room. Now, the deluxe room, this is it, luxury suite room. It's not showing us anything. And I want to believe the reason is because actually we're on the wrong room. It's supposed to be deluxe room, not luxury suite room. So this is the deluxe room. If I click and open this in the new tab, you see it now shows me that it's $99. And if we come here from what we set, we set October 1st to December 31st to be winter, and the price should be 99. So it shows that we're in winter and the price is 99. We can go ahead and book here, check availability and just book. So that is how you set rates in WordPress. Now if I come back here and under accommodation, if I come to settings, I think we're pretty much done with everything here. Now let's come to language. if you want to use this language functionality, you will need WP multilingual. So I'm not going to belabor that in this particular tutorial. Let's go to shortcuts. So you can use these shortcuts anywhere. Now this availability search shortcode, if I copy this, I can come to the home page. This is the home page. Now I'll go back here to this home page and I can edit with Elementor. And it shows me this Elementor onboarding screen. I'm going to say, let's do it. I'll just close that. I don't want AI for now. And if I should drag a widget and put down here, I'll just come to the end and I'll look for shortcode. And if I put that shortcode there, you see, it gives me this booking widget, this search availability widget. I can just drag it and put it up here. It doesn't make sense for us to have a hotel booking website with this search without this search availability. So I'm just going to put it here so that people can search for the entire properties they want based on their timing and based on other parameters. I'll just make sure to publish. Having placed this search availability widget here, the next thing we want to do is that we want to check the rooms. Let's click on our rooms. And we see the spinner. This spinner is still there. We are going to work on that shortly. Now, if I click on edit with Elementor, now you can see that I can change the layout of these pages. So each of these are in containers. If I click here, you see they used a distortion hover grid. Now, mind you, this plugin, if I come to plugins, the WordPress plugin and this theme in general, it has its own custom built Elementor widgets. Look at this. You can see one click hoteler theme elements for Elementor. So when you are working with this, if I come to this page, I scroll down, you are going to see some elements which came with the hoteler theme. So they built their own theme. So this is it. Theme general elements, menu navigation, property, clip slider, parallax slider, horizontal slider. You can use a number of these. This distortion grid, hover grid, that is what we have there. This is what we have here. Let me drag it here. Distortion hover grid. And you can use it to add more elements to, if you have more accommodations, you can use this. But we are not going to use this for now. I just wanted you to see. I'll just close this. I'll delete this. And I'll leave these other ones. No, I'll reload the page. It's like I deleted even the ones which were there previously. So I've reloaded my page. What you can do is we can edit this and you can change the pictures for this particular one, superior room. You can even change the room. Maybe you want to say executive room. You can change the name there to maybe executive room. Let me cut that first and see executive room. And this could be deluxe room. And then this luxury suite room could be presidential suite. If I come back here, I could see presidential suite. Presidential suite. And you could also change the price. Now, you see this book now. This is where you link the particular accommodation. If I come to accommodations here, go to accommodation types. And these are the various accommodations. So to get the link, I simply view this, open it in another tab. And for this luxury suite, I could simply copy this. You see the room prices are 0 now. for this, I'm going to change that. I could simply copy that, come here and paste it here. So that is how you edit the prices. Alternatively, if you don't like the layout of these rooms, if you don't like the way these rooms lay out, simply come to Elementor, scroll down, and you will find out that WordPress itself gives you the ability to add accommodations, not accommodations. So you will see accommodation types, and you also see accommodation types carousel. If I drag this and add it to this page, you see it automatically gives me these accommodation types. So I could now choose the number of columns, could make it 2 columns, and post per page, you could leave that the same. And you could also show pagination. Peradventure, maybe let's say you have 20 different accommodations or 30. You don't want to show all of them at the same time. You could add pagination so that when somebody clicks on show more, it's going to show them more. And then you have different layouts. You could choose style 2, and you see style 2 is more minimalist. I'll just leave it with style 1, or just leave it on style 1. So this is going to show all of the accommodation types. So this is a luxury suite room, a single room, and all that. But this doesn't give you much flexibility in terms of maybe you want to change this. So if you want to change this to presidential suite, you will need to come back to the back end and change it here from luxury suite room to presidential suite. So this is this. And then you can also add a little bit more styling. Let's come to the style tab. You may want to change the title color to be red or gold or anything of that sort. You have the flexibility to do that. So that is that. You can make it gold. You can even change the typography to be larger. You can make it, let's make it 45. And you can see it looks golden, and it gives it that luxury flair. And that is that. If I publish this and preview this on another page, let's preview this on another page. You see how it looks. So you get to decide whether you want to use this particular layout or you want to use this particular one. Now, mind you, you can also come here and make this particular to be full width. If we make it full width, you see it larger and it flushes to the end. I'll update that and look at it now on this page. I'm not quite getting that effect yet. Maybe I should take off the padding. I will take off the padding here. I'll remove the padding so it flushes quite well to the end. I'll come and reload this page. I'm still not getting that. What we could do is we could come to this page and make it Elementor full width. If we make it Elementor full width, we are going to see that effect. Good and fine. So I'm not going to publish it with Elementor full width because I don't want it to show that way. Oh, it already took effect. So you can see this Elementor full width and it shows that effect. Now you can decide to have it. I think I personally like it this way. One of the modern trends in design is bold designs. So you can have it this way. It shows room size, max adults, max children, and then you can book now from here. And it's going to take you where you can book your room. This is the particular room, and you can just book now and go ahead. So for this, I'll just reload this. I'll leave it in its original state. Now, the next thing we want to do is that I want to show you how to customize the home page. So this is the rooms page. I'll just take this off and publish. I want to show you how to customize the home page. So this is our homepage. Let's preview this on the front end. So you can see we have this search widget here, and then we have all of these designs. They look very bold and all that. So the first thing I want to do is that I want for this widget to be aligned center. Now there are some shortcuts. There are some other shortcuts we can add here to align it to the center. So if I come to my dashboard and I come to shortcuts, now look at this. You can use these additional shortcuts to align it to be centered, or to choose what you add. You can add custom attributes. You can add CSS classes. You can also give a preset number for the number of adults. You can also give a preset number for the number of children. That's a default number. You can also choose a preset check-in date and a preset checkout date. That is why you see it still needs some work. Now, if I come here and I search for availability, this is the availability search form. It's still going to give us practically the same thing. But you see now, it is now already centered. So that's one of the disadvantages of using these shortcuts. You need to align everything by yourself. So we did this using the shortcut. I'm just going to delete this particular one, and let's use this particular one. Now, you can also still style this, and the accommodation type for this, you can see you want to limit it to only superior rooms, deluxe room, but we'll leave it to any accommodation type. So we can search any accommodation type there. And if we toggle on compact style, you see this is only useful if we want to add it to a half section, but it's not useful for our keys. Take, for example, if I add a section here, flexbox with 2 containers inside, and I decided to add this form, let's say accommodation form, availability rather. If I should drag this form and put it inside here, you see it doesn't look good like this, so I can use the compacted, and you see it looks a lot better now. To make it look even better, what I could do, first of all, still here, I could come to style. I will leave it the way it is. But for this particular container, I could come and give it an all-round padding of, let's say, 70. You see, it looks even better now. If I make it 100, you see, it looks a lot better now. This is going to be good if it was on half map, on a half widget like this. But we want it to be full width, so we are going to maintain it this way. And when we come to style, for this particular availability form, you can change the color of this button, this particular button, to be anything. Now, this is the current color. I will copy this, but you can make it to be gold. Okay, this is for the text, not for the button yet. You could make the text to be gold. You could also change the text for the color for the button, the search button background color. You could change it to be red or anything. But I'm just going to maintain this color, this 222. The labels, the same thing, 222. And you can come to input. You can change the input color when somebody is texting. When someone is texting, or here, what is going to be shown. You choose the numbers, what's going to be shown. If we publish this and update and reload the page to preview this, you can see here, when you choose, everything is black, but you can choose a different color, and this all is going to show in a different color. So I will just leave this. I don't see any point trying to change this. Now, for this particular section, I'm going to click here, and you see we have some pictures on the back, and the height of this area is 830. I want to reduce it. I want the height to be, let's say, 450. I think 450 is too small. Let's make it 600. I'll make that 600. But when I do that, make it to be 600, you are going to discover that this text is it's protruding right to the top, and we don't want that. The whole reason why I want this to be a bit flattened is because I want the availability form to be shown immediately the client lands on the page. So, but doing this, we see that this text has jumped up to the top and is stretching right up to the navigation menu. How do we fix that? There's a simple way to fix that. When I come back here, I can simply go to Style and go to Title, and you see it shows me title margin. It's now 20. The margin is simply the space on top of any element. That's the space on top of the container or the widget on which any element is sitting. So if I drag this and I make it, let's say 70, you see the text is no longer protruding out onto the navigation menu. And you see, we can still go forward further. Let's say we make it 90. So it's now sitting well. And if I should reload this, if I reload my page, so I think I like it the way it is. It's now showing well, and it's sliding and showing us its pictures. One other thing we need to do is we can change the text here. Let's go to size, content rather. We can change the image. We can also change the text. So for the first slider, we see Art of City Luxury, and we can see Art of Luxury Living instead. And if I publish that, you see Art of Luxury Living. It takes 2 lines, or let's just say Art of Luxury. And it's going to be, it takes 3 lines when we see Art of Luxury Living. I want it to be on 2 lines. So that is that. And then this text, here it is here, you can change it. And this button view detail, you can change it here. And then you can change the link. If I click on one of these buttons, where does it take me? Let this thing finish doing its loading. If I click here, where does it take me? It takes me to this, our rooms. I could change that if I wanted to take me to another, link to another place. I could do that. So I could also change the picture here. For this second one, I don't think I really like this picture. I could change this picture to something more stylish. We don't have too many images here, but I'll just use any horizontal image. So this is going to be here. When it slides now, it's going to show this next picture. We could also change that, yes. So I prefer this the way it is right now. And you can also change the timer in seconds. Now it's 5 seconds. You can make it to be faster, maybe 3 seconds. And when we come to style, you can also change the background overlay. Maybe you want for there to be a darker background. No, I went and made everything totally black. So if I make this 0.4, you see there is more of an overlay on top of this image, which makes the white text to show better. I'll publish that. You can also add, change a lot here. We have these accommodations here. I'll just reload this page. They now show clearly. It's the same effect we had there on the other page. Now we could decide that on this particular page, we want this to look different. Let's so we can just drag our accommodation types. I will delete these accommodation types. I want to drag them here. So maybe instead of this here, the way it's showing here, maybe we want it to be something. It should look like this. And then we decide to make this full width. Full width. Like we did on the accommodation types page, on the accommodations page. So we reload this to see how it's going to look. So we could add this to the home page instead. But in this case, I think I would still prefer it to be this way. I'm just trying to show you the possibilities. So I'm going to close this here. And for all of these, we can make some changes here. First thing, you can change the text here. You can change this signature. You need to have your own signature. And then you can remove all of these and add what you desire. For this particular section, I want to change how these images are displayed. I'm going to come to the height. You can reduce the height to, let's say, 500. So they don't show that big again, but they still slide. So the narrower pictures are going to be shown full, but you can also make it, let's say, 700. See, they are bigger. I will leave it to be 600. Then the spacing, it's now 10 pixels. That's why you see this white line here. If I make it 2 pixels, I think I prefer it this way, 2 pixels. And you see it still slides and it shows well. And make sure to save your work. And then we have special offers. Each of these, you can change the text on the background. And it shows us testimonials here, testimonials. Now, we want to add our own testimonials. So if I come to my widget here and search for testimonials. So all things being equal, you can have a testimonial carousel. I will drag this widget here. And you are going to need to add your testimonials by yourself. You add a picture and you add the testimonial of that particular person. So if I add this particular person, or let's say I add this one, you will need to add their testimonial here. I'll just add some lorem ipsum text. So I'll put the description here, and then I'll just say nigger white. That's the client's name. So this is the testimonial, and this is the name, and this is the client's picture. And you can put time in seconds. We are going to add others. But for this, let's first of all style this. Border radius, you could see, increase it to 8. We don't really see the effect here because it's on a white background. And then for the card, let's say client's name, you could change the text. Description, you can change the size of the text. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, let's make that smaller. Client name, I will leave it the way it is. Pagination, that's to scroll from one testimonial to the other. You can leave it the way it is. And it says autoplay. Yes, we're going to let it be autoplay. So we can also just duplicate this now and change the picture to another person and change the name and say Jane Blue. And if we now duplicate this, we can change the image to each of these. Let's look for a gentleman now. It says there are just women here. Anyway, let's use them. Perhaps the women are the ones booking the hotels. If I use this picture, and it's going to see Mike Green. And finally, I want to add another one. And for this one, it's going to be Jenny White. And if I publish that, and I reload the page, you see our testimonials here. When I click, it goes to this next one. I click, it goes to this next one. I click, it goes to this next one. Now, the reason why you see these images the way they are is because of the dimensions of the images we use. I'll just look for better images and replace them. I've gone to Pexels and I've gotten better pictures. I will now come here. I'll just close some of these tabs. I'll close these other tabs. They're a bit distracting. I'll come here to this first one. I will change this. I'll just upload all the pictures first. These are the pictures I'll use this for. And I upload all of them. I'll use this first one for the first. I'll use the second picture, lady. The second man. And then for these, the second lady. Now you see immediately that the pictures here look a lot more centered. They look a lot more centered. And if I come to style, you can change the background of this card. And you can change the text, description text, to be white instead. And then the name, client name. So if I reload these, so you see already, these are our testimonials here. So that is that for our testimonials. You can just go ahead to, in order to populate that, let's just duplicate. And I will duplicate these two and bring it down here. So there should be 6. And we don't want to show any pagination. No pagination. If we actually, I'll change the pagination color. So that is that. So this is how you do testimonials. Alternatively, you can also do testimonials because it's very important for your business. You can use testimonial, this testimonial widget here. And you can edit this. You can also edit this, add an image, images here. I'll add an image. Then I'm going to paste this lorem ipsum text, which I got here. I'm going to copy this here, come back here. I'll paste this here. And you can remove this. Position should be, yes, it should be centered. And then when we come to style, the text color, we'll leave it the way it is. Typography, let's make this 16. And the image, the way it is, we'll leave it the way it is. Then, if we come to testimonials, we can duplicate this and do more. Create more of these testimonial tabs. But I'm not going to do that. I've already shown you how to do this one up here. I'm not going to do this. I'll just continue to do some more work on the page. I'll just delete this. So there are other things we can do on this page to make it look good. If you want to add something like statistics, how many people have stayed in your room, you can come to, if you search for stats, not stats, but counter, rather, counter. So we can use this counter. We can drag it here. And we can begin to customize this. The first thing I want to do is that I want to add a section with one column. Then I'll add an inner section to it. I'll give this inner column a direction of horizontal. I will now add another inner container inside here. And then I'm going to duplicate this. I will duplicate this. Then I'll drag this one into this first container. And I'm going to change the background of this container to be black. Something like this. And then I'll change this text, everything, the number and the description to be white. So what I can do here also is, I can change the number and see total guests. I'll change the number to, let's say, about 7,000 plus, and the suffix I'm going to put plus, so which shows that it's just an estimation. And I'll see guest. So in the lifetime of this hotel, we've had about 7,000 guests. And then I'm going to duplicate this and bring it here. I will change this particular background. Or what I could do is I could just duplicate this. No, I made a mistake. I instead duplicated the entire column. I'll delete this. I want to duplicate this inner container. I'll duplicate that. And then I'll just delete this one. I will duplicate this again. And then I'll delete this one. And then here, I'm going to say countries served. I'll say, let's say our guests have come from more than 54 or 55 countries. And I'm going to see 7,000 plus 5-star reviews. So you can add this to your website to give it more flair. Now, what I could do is I want to give it this same background color. If I come here to style, I want to use this same background color. And I'm going to give this entire container, this entire section, this background color. I'll paste it here. And instead here, I think I'll do the reverse. The text is going to be this color, the same color now. Pardon me. I'm going to paste this color here. Paste. And then the same for guest. I'll paste that there. Then this container instead, I want to make it white or something grayish, not really white, something not that bright. Then I want to give it a border. I want to give it a border. I want to give it a border radius. Let's see. I want it to be a bit rounded. I'll give it a border radius of 30. And not just that, but I also want to give it a padding, all-round padding of 50. I think I'll unlock this, remove the left padding, remove the right padding, and just give it a top padding of 50. And I'll copy the style. I can also paste the style here. And paste the style here too. I'll also copy the style of this text. Copy, paste style, paste style. And then this entire section, I want to give it the top and bottom padding. Top padding of 70, bottom padding 70. So let me view this on mobile, how it looks. So it's not bad on mobile, but I can make this to be full width on mobile. And then what I'm going to need to do is that I may need to change the page to Elementor full width for it to flush to the end there. So I was just showing you the possibilities. You can do this. Personally, I will just remove this. I just wanted you to know. I'm going to leave these testimonials, but I'm going to copy this color, the color of this background area here. And I want to apply it to the testimonials. I'll copy. And background, I'm going to paste this here. So this is the background. And I'll publish that. And we can also change all of this here. Come to the background here. Come to style. You can change this image and put whatever else it is you want. Let's say this Rolls Royce or this massage. You can use it there. And you can change the text here. I think this should be big shoulder, this particular font. And you can change it here. And you can change the link here where it links to. You can add the link, read more. So that is that. You can change all this text here. Now, if I publish this page, I want to check it on mobile, how it looks on mobile. So this is it on mobile. If I come up here, so on mobile, we still see this text is still overlapping. So I'll click on that. And then if I come to style, title, the margin, I want to increase it. I want to increase the margin to 100 so it doesn't overlap with the logo and the other content that is up there. And you can also change the height on mobile. But I think on mobile, it looks just fine. I'll publish this. The rooms on mobile, they look just fine. Yes, all of this looks just fine. You see the testimonials on mobile. They look very fine. The next thing we want to do is we want to change this logo. We see we have a logo here. If I view this on the front end, you see we have this logo here. We can change that. I'm just going to use an icon here in the place of this logo. I'll come to flat icon. Flaticon.com. And I'm going to search for hotel. Let's say you have your own logo. I'll just search for hotel. If you have your own logo, you don't need to do this. But for me, I want to use a different logo. So if we come to our hotel, this is just an icon they used. And I want to believe they probably downloaded it from Flat Icon. This looks very similar to that. They probably downloaded it from here. I just want to use a new one just to show you how it is done. That's changing your logo. Now I'm going to use this particular one. I'll click on it and I can edit it from here. Now it gives me this one with a black background. I will download it in PNG 128 pixels. Free download. On second thought, I'll come for this. I'll just close this. I'll come for this instead. I'll click on that. And then the first thing I want to do is that I want to download it in 128 pixels. And then I will download. I don't know, somehow flat icon is not allowing me to select my dimensions. It's kind of bugging. It's a bit buggy to me. So I'll just download it in 520, 512px. And when that is done, I will come and edit this icon. Now you can edit this icon, click on this edit button, and you can choose your color. So for this, I want to choose white. I want it to be white. Remember, all of it is downloading in transparent background. The website is kind of buggy today. So if I download this and I'll choose 128 and free download, it's going to download with a white background. That's a white version. You see, it says page unresponsive. I'll wait. I don't know. The website is kind of buggy today. Okay, it's downloaded. That is white. Then now I want to change it back to black. And then I want to download. I'll choose 128. Free download. Then I think the second one is downloading. All right. We now come back to our website. In order for us to be able to change this logo, we need to go to customize. Go to customize. Alternatively, you can come to your dashboard, come under settings, under appearance, click on customize, and you still find customizer widget, and you see where it says site identity. You can come here, change your hotel name. Let's see Hotel Lux. Hotel Lux, publish that. And then you go back and then site logo. This is what we want to change. So you see there are two logos. There is you have the black version and the white version. So I'm going to remove this first of all, and then select image. I'm going to upload those two images which I downloaded. It should be this and this. I'll upload both of them. But for now, I want to choose the black version. And here I want to remove this and choose the white version. So that is that. And it's asking me for logo margin top. If I add this top margin, it's going to push the logo down. So you see, the more I add, the more it pushes it down. I'll just leave it to be 0 and let's see how it looks on the front end. And you can see the logo is not looking bad. I think it's actually better as it is right now, because previously, I'll go back to my home page, because previously the other logo was really big and imposing. So I think I like the way it looks now. So that is that for the logo. Now I want to change these menu items showing here. I'll still come back here. I'll close this. I want to go under appearance and menus. Now I want to select the main menu. I want to select that. There are some items here which I do not want. You see the reservation. If I click on that, it takes me to a different page. It takes me to the theme, the website of the theme itself. So I want this reservation to take you to, let's say it could take you to the page with the rooms, but at the same time, we already have a page with rooms here. So click on box select. I want to remove this. I want to remove this. I want to remove testimonial. I want to remove restaurant. I want to remove blog. I want to remove my bookings. I want to remove terms and conditions. I want to remove gallery. So I want to see remove selected. And then I want just our rooms, this and that. If I save that and I come to preview the website on the front end, let's just say preview here. Preview. I'll remove this and view the website on the front end. So you see now, if I go to our rooms, these are the rooms. I'm going to change this picture here. And we will change this on the footer. So these are our rooms. Contact. It brings us to this contact page. We are going to do our own contact page. Offer and package. It shows us all of this. And then explore. I'm going to remove this page. I'll remove this explore page. I'll just save main. So if I now reload this again, I'll click on this logo. So you have reservation, our rooms, contact, offer, and packages. So I think I'll remove reservations too. I don't see the need for it being there. And then I'll just say our rooms, offers and packages, contact. Very clean, straight to the point. I want to edit the contact page. I'll come to pages, all pages, and I'll go to contact. I want to edit with Elementor. This is what we get right off the bat. It's not looking pretty nice. First of all, going to remove. I don't want to use this Google Maps extended. I want to remove this. And then I want to use the regular Google Map, which I often use, this Google Map. I'll put it here. By the way, if you have your Google Maps key, you can use the Google Maps extended. But I'll just use this regular Google Maps and put it here. And this is the address. And this is the contact form. Now you can change this here to see hotel looks. And you can put your address and all that, your email address, your phone number. You can also alternatively create your own contact form. I'll just search for form, drag it and put it here. And then you can begin to edit this. If you want a video on how to create contact forms, I'm going to link it in the description. So for this is created using contact form 7. So we come to our back end and we go to contact and click on contact forms. Let me look at the widget here. This is contact form 7 ID5. ID5, where is the one with ID5? I'm not even able to. ID equals to what? IDD something. Let me check this again. The ID here is 5, title contact form. Contact form 7 ID5. I don't see ID5 here. This one ID 0, this one ID. But I want to believe this should be the one. This should be the one. So you can come here and click on edit. You can change the fields here. You can add email, add other things, add text area, add drop down, add checkboxes and all that. Alternatively, you can just create a contact form visually with Elementor. But let's just maintain this for now. I'll just publish that. So you can change to located in send whatever. I'll just use any African city like Lagos. And to get directions, you can click there and link them to your Google Maps location. Just publish. So if I preview this now on the front end, so this is how it looks. And you get this sometimes with Google Maps, especially for when you don't have your Google Maps API. So, but now it works. So you can put your Google Maps location by yourself here. If I click on this Google Maps, you can come add your own location. Let's just say I want to see one place in Nigeria. I'm not a Nigerian, but I know some places in Nigeria. Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria. I trust it's going to show us. Yes, it shows us. You see Agege, Ikorodu, Lekki, and you can increase the height. You can increase the height. So that is that. And you can just publish this. And if we preview this now, it's going to show us. So that's it now. This is it. And also for the styling, you can add CSS filters here to make it maybe black and white or all that. And if I go to the next, if I go to offer and packages, you probably want to change this here. Let's just edit this page. If you have your own special offers which you're offering, you can add them here. So the first thing I want to do is that I want to reduce the height to, let's say, 400. I can make it even smaller, 350. And you can add a background overlay here. You can make it thicker. You can even change the picture. Come to background. You can change this picture to whatever you want. You could change it to this. I think a horizontal picture will be better. What about this one? Yes, you could use this one there. And let's just see, I want to remove this particular section. And then I want to just start with room promotions. I'll give this a top margin of 50. So these are what I am promoting. These are the packages. And what I could do is that I could link them to services. If we come to the back end of our website again, I come under accommodations and I come to services. You see, these are safe deposit and all that, massage. So this is a service. And if I view this, you can see it's bookable. If I add an image here for massage, let me edit service. I want to add a featured image here. So this is a massage. I'll add that there. I'll update. And if I preview this post, so you see, I could link all of these as a package, as part of the package. So for this read more button, I'll link it there and just paste so that if somebody clicks, it takes them to that particular page. So that is that for the packages, offers and packages and promotions. Alternatively, if you have other things like city tours and all that, which you want them to be bookable, you can add them here and make them bookable. The next thing I want to do is I want to work on, as for the header, I think it's good the way it is. On these pages, it shows the black logo, but we come to the home page, it shows us the white logo. So this is good, but the footer is not very good. We can change that. If we go to the back end of our website, you're going to see headers and you're going to see footers. If I click on footers here, it doesn't show us anything particularly. Let me go to appearance, and I want to go to customize. Now I want to go to footer and go to general, and it shows you already here that the footer, the content is being taken from the sidebar. Now, if you select default footer content, you don't have. If I go now and toggle instead footer content, you see it's changed. There is nothing here because we've not created any footer. We've not created any footer under here. So all we need to do is to create a footer, come to footers, and want to add a new footer. I'm just going to leave this the way it is, sidebar. But I want us to change this. Now, if you decide to leave this the way it is, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can simply just change this logo here, remove the logo, and set your own logo. This black one. And you see it's going to change here. So you see it has changed there. And if you decide to leave all of these the way they are, there's nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong with that. But we can create our own footer. So I'll name this footer 1. And I'll click on publish. I'll also click on edit with Elementor. This is just for demonstration. So I just want to model what we have here. So I see that this one has, I'm going to give 3 columns, 3 equal columns. I'm going to add a container first. And then I'll add an inner container. I'll give this direction to be horizontal. And then I'll add another container inside here. Duplicate and duplicate. Here I'm going to see, I want to add a heading. And then I want to add a text editor. Inside this text editor, I'll just paste the text which I copied. Here I'm going to see our address. And here I'm going to see hotel looks. One should be down. Or I'll just remove all of this and just paste what I copied. And here I'm going to see looks. Then I'll just delete the other text. Hotel looks. And here in the middle, I'll just copy all of this. And if I duplicate this, I'll drag it here, duplicate this too, drag it here. I'll paste that what I copied here. Paste. I'll remove this. And here I'll see make reservation. And inside here, I want to add these pictures for our awards. So what I'll do is that I'll make this particular container. Anyway, I'll just add those 2 images. First of all, let me delete this. I'll add another inner container here. And it's going to carry the heading. I'll duplicate this. And then I'm going to duplicate this again. And then I'll add an image inside here. I'll select the first image, which is this. Add it there. Duplicate this image. I'll duplicate this image. I'll add it there. And then this container, I want to make it horizontal so the two images will stand side by side. So those are some simple tricks, tips and tricks you can use with Elementor. So first of all here, I want to make this a little bit smaller. I want to make it, let's say 20, 22. I'll copy this, paste style, paste style. And now I can make this, all of these to be bolder. The weight 600. This weight 600. And for these ones, I could also increase the weight to 700. What about 600? Let's see 600. We'll make it 600. Copy, paste style, paste style. All right. So the first thing I want to do is that I want to remove the padding for this particular one. Then now I can close it back and give it all around padding to be 50. So this is this for the header and the footer. And for these two, I can remove the padding. And if I publish that, now if I reload my website, on the back, so it's still there. And the reason is this: I need to come to my logo and change it to display footer. I'll reload this first of all, reload this page. I need to come to my footer and set it to display the footer content which I just created. Come to general and I'll say footer content, and it's going to prompt me to choose the footer. This is footer 1, which I just created. I'll publish now. And then I'll reload the page. So this is now my footer. I could decide to make all of this text white and to make the footer to be this background. That is all up to you. So I'll leave it this way. And you see, I could have also added another section on top of this footer where I add an image. That's to say, I could have added another section here. Let's just click here. And if I want to add a grid, something like this, and I duplicate. So in the middle here, I want to add an image. And I add this one, this image. It's still part of the footer, so it's going to show on the front end of the website. And I reload, you see we have this right now. But how does it look on mobile? Let's take a look here. So this is how it looks on mobile. I think we can adjust this. The first thing I want to do is that I don't want this to be here. I'll just remove that. You can still remove it just on mobile. And I want this to be full width, and it should be, yes, Elementor. Okay, Elementor canvas is good. But when it comes to mobile, first of all here, if I now take a look at this on mobile, I see that there's a lot that could be done on this. The first thing is that you could choose to make this, first of all, this to be on one column and this on another column. And then you could choose to make this something different. That is to see you have one section here, another section here, then these two will be on one section, and these pictures, these are what will be on another section. That is all up to you. But in my case, the first thing I want to do is that I want to remove the padding here to make it flush. And I also want to remove the padding for this inner container. And I want to make sure that this container, when I come to layout, I want to make it horizontal, centered rather, and I want to make it centered here. I will do the same here. I will remove the padding, and then I'm going to make it centered. I'll come to content. I'll make it centered and centered. All these two, all this is also going to be centered. Then for these, I also want to make this. Now, if I come here and take a look at this, I'm thinking, could there be a way? No, I think I'll just continue what I was doing. And I'll click on this. I'll make it still to be centered. This inner container. No, this particular one should be center. And then this container, I'll come here. Because of the space and it's on mobile layout, these two will have to be stacked. One will have to be stacked on the other. So I will just center this, and then I'll publish. And this is our website. If I now reload, what I need to do is to remove this loading bar. This loading bar. This loader, this particular thing you see here. And there is a plugin being used here that is controlling that. If I go to dashboard and I go to appearance, or no, to settings, you see loft loader light. I want to disable it. I can simply disable it here, or I can just, uninstall the plugin. So it is display on. I want to do this. You can make it to be home page only, so it only loads on the home page, or you could just toggle it off here. Now it's now off. If I save that and I try to load my website, you see you don't find it there anymore. So this is a hotel booking website in a nutshell. Have fun with it, play along with it, tweak it in whatever way you desire, and make some money from clients with it. You can see this is the booking dashboard, and this is you can log out from here, same as you can log back in. So have fun with it, and I'll put the next video you can watch on this at the end of this video. I'll put another video you can watch if you want to learn how to create an agency website. That is, if you're a social media marketing agency or a digital agency, you want to learn how to create an agency website, the video is going to be on this on this page, on this screen. God bless you. Please subscribe to my channel. God bless you. Bye bye.